cup on a saucer with a spoon and a tea bag composition. All right, so concentric rings here, top to bottom, locating that, getting that perspective down from that viewpoint. Handle is coming towards you. So this horizontal line, top of that handle, is parallel to here, parallel to the bottom, parallel to here, parallel to here, and parallel to here. So all the way down, that progresses, and you get to see that. So as that handle is coming towards you, it should be wider here, narrower here, and then as it goes back down and away from you, it compresses and gets smaller. So at the point that's closest to you, that's the widest portion of that handle. So you got to pay attention to the structure of light and shadow as that pulls around the form. So by using your eraser, pulling up those highlights, a little bit darker contour line on the interior of that form, bringing that down. That sets that in and gives you that spatial depth down below, pushing that back, and then a little bit more light right there. That pulls that back and around, and you can see the compression of that form coming back over here. So that higher contrast with that darker contour line against the light really allows that handle to pop out, allowing this white section here, that highlight, to come out. So just that light to that gray tone, they're too close together in terms of similarity of a value change, and they have a tendency to flatten out. But as soon as you put the darker contour line in right next to that intense light, then you're going to be okay. And that's going to pop. And then do the same thing here, and that allows that contour edge of that handle to expand and move out towards the viewer. A little bit more light down below there, and it looks like that's anchored on. Now, this plate, you got to pick up, see where the contour points hit on the elevation, and then the elevation of that handle, because I moved this to the right side of that saucer, right? So this expands and comes out towards you here, and directly underneath here, that becomes that really intense dark, and that helps us see that against that light, lifting that up and allowing you to see the effects of that spoon. So I made the edge of that spoon just a little bit wider, just so I can see the illumination of that edge and create the brightness and clarity of that form as well. And as you see that light moving through the form, use your eraser and open that up. And that gives you a little bit clearer, a little bit more clarity and relationship to the structure of that spoon. Now, this spoon is going back and away from you, right? So if this is the widest point here coming towards you, I'm going to make this area from here to here thicker, right? Looks like it's lifting up. Wider here, and as it goes back and away, it compresses, right? Then you get into this portion of the spoon here. So wider here and compresses as it goes back and away from you. So, again, parallel lines, this edge here, to this edge here, to this point here, to here, to here. They're all coming towards you, all right? And they're all in the same perspective. So those are all parallel points. And then it's just a matter of picking up and viewing a contour line. So once that line comes around here, you create the shoulder of that structure here. Put a little bit darker, higher contrast in right there in that edge. And then you can illuminate that form right here. I see a gray tone coming into here. I see light coming this way. And then I see this as a side view coming in like that. Shows you a little bit more weight to the side of that spoon handle here, and then down to here as well. So as this comes towards you here, a little bit wider to the left side, compressing and narrowing, going back and away from it, then it looks like that handle is coming towards you, right? So you got a reflected light edge here, reflected light edge, dark gray tone, light contour coming back into here, and then when that hits against the light here, you set that up with a darker contour line, and it really makes the structure of that handle pop out. Okay, So now the tea bag. So if I was to look at the tea bag, the top of that tea bag kind of like hits at the tip of that spoon right through here. So use your pencil, and then you got to check your horizontals, right? And your vertical lines and see where they hit. This is coming towards you, so it's going to be a little bit higher elevation here than it is here. So slightly lift that up, and that's going to give you a little bit more clarity and structure as that comes towards you. Structure of shadows directly underneath your intense darks on the inside here, behind the handle here, underneath the plate here, inside the tea bag, right? There and there. Extension of that value change shadow. Look at the contour line of that. You got an arcing bend here. You see an arcing bend to the shadow here. That helps you to visualize that form. Then the integration of light and shadow upon that plate. Those outer edges should be projected edges, a little bit lighter. Value change comes back to the inside here. Coming down this way, I can push a little bit more of a shadow because I see the reflection of that cup coming in. So if I do that, and then right in front of it here, and then come down that way, then it looks like that gray tone. You get the reflection of that cup going down in the way, and then a stronger contour line here, darken that, and it looks like that's going down and away from you. And coming off of here, where it compresses right into there, I can go a little bit deeper and darker with that. So now that looks like that reflection of the cup going down into the plate. So you got a lot of light reflective surfaces here. The tea bag is pretty much opaque, but the spoon, plate, and cup have a lot of that reflective light quality happening. So pay attention to where shadows hit, how portions of forms come in front of those shadows. Structure of value changes here, light edge here, then light projecting out from there, and then where this shadow comes up and over this way, I can get a little bit more of a gray tone right through here. Forces that gray tone, looks like the shadow is now wrapping around that form. And then right down here at that bottom edge, projected light edge, I can get a little bit of that. And it looks like that's lifting, coming out off of that intense dark right there. But that's the way that shadow from here being cast back from that tea bag onto the package of that tea bag. A little bit more value change coming into there, and then pretty much a bright white right here. And directly underneath, you can push that. Anchors on that form. Gives more form and volume to a pretty thin piece of paper. You just pay attention to structure, light, and shadows, and you can accomplish a lot in terms of the quality of that drawing. So that's drawing number 9 for your sketchbook assignment. They're getting a little bit more complex, but all the drawings you've been doing so far are a lead-in up to these drawings. So we go from simple object to composition of objects together and try to format and come up with an interesting placement and relationship of those objects in the still life setting. And just pay attention to the structure of light and shadow. 1 point, 2 point perspective. 1 point perspective here, coming off of that form here. This is definitely 2 point. That goes that way and goes this way. All right? So check your vertical lines, check your horizontal lines, check your diagonals. So if I look at this edge right here, and I hold my pencil up to that corner of that tea bag, and I bring it back to here, that's that same angle. So however you hold your pencil, you want to pick up on a line, bring it back, line it back up, and that will be correct, right, to the drawing on the page, from the 3D to the 2D. So you're creating the illusion or the illustration of that, and you'll have great success with it. Just stay with the drawings. They take close to, this is 1 hour and 9 minutes to get to that drawing. So the thing that happens when you start these drawings out, they're going to take longer in the beginning. And as you get used to the drawing process, the drawings will go faster and faster, and you're going to be able to establish more clarity with your drawings at the same time. All right, so that's it. So I'll do number 10 tomorrow and get that off. And you'll have a great semester drawing through looking at these videos. All right, thank you, and have a good night.